What's happening? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What's happening in your world? How's life during the pandemic, y'all?
The real answer or the
No, I want the real truth. What's going on? How you feeling? How's that mental health going? How you guys doing?
Oh,
Lord.
I mean, it's been a struggle a little bit. It's definitely been a bit of a struggle, but it's just remaining calm and also just understanding that this will pass, because it's been something that it feels like it's the new norm now, that we're all going to be stuck inside. We're not going to see anyone, and just trying to take each day as it comes and just one day at a time, honestly.
I mean, we went to the beach this weekend, so that was a huge help. Just trying to also just stay connected, like to each other, to the outside world in some sense, like whether it's long walks. We went to go work out this morning, which was a great feel of just like normalcy. Just trying to do things to stay happy, which I feel like a lot of people, we don't have to focus on. We're focused on work, or we're focused on, ABC, whatever it is. And now is the time to just focus on, hey, what actually makes you happy outside of all of those things, or that stuff, or that goal that you were trying to freaking accomplish.
Yeah, it's, like he said, staying connected is so important, because even though we are living in a house together, it's really easy to fall out of connect with one another. You're just so focused on work and trying to live some type of normal life being in quarantine, that we've taken a lot of time to just step back and just reconnect with one another and just find what makes us happy outside of work, outside of hustling 24/7, and just staying true to us.
Yeah.
What are some of the...
Oh yeah, a lot of TikTok.
Say that one more time.
A lot of TikTok.
A lot of TikTok dances.
Did you guys join TikTok while in quarantine because you guys were bored as hell?
Yeah, I never thought I would do TikTok, and everyone kept saying, do it, you're a dancer, do it, do it, do it. And I gave it a shot for like a week, and then I was like, wow, this is like growing fast and it's kind of fun. And then it's been, oh my God, it's like a snowball effect. It's been wild ever since.
So Corey made a TikTok, and then I made one guest appearance that's turned into another guest appearance. And I'm like, hey babe, you want to do like a TikTok dance?
I'm like, I have no choreography in my mind, so do you want to do a TikTok with me? Just stand here and kiss me, because everyone loves that, so just do it.
It's so funny because I'm thinking to myself, like, I saw you guys take over our KIIS FM TikTok yesterday, and I think it's so simple what you guys did. So when I'm sitting there trying to come up with a TikTok, and I'm like, man, it has to be super elaborate and whatnot. But what you guys did was so simple, and I'm like, why can't I get it together?
And don't let him fool you. If you go to Corey's TikTok, he's got backflips, he's got actual, like he actually does very dancer things. But as his boyfriend, he understands, hey, I'm not trying to look crazy or like a fool. I'm not trying to compete with you on the dance tip. Let's do something fun. Let's get a little catchy song and let's just have fun with it.
I'm sure you can dance though. Like, I'm sure you can probably
dance.
You think you can dance until you date a professional dancer. Like, it's just two different things. Like, if we out, and my song comes on, I'm a dance. but like, if you get a call, call time, you need to be at studio 5 a.m. Here's the choreography, 1, 2, 3 steps. I'm not doing that.
He's amazing. Don't let him fool you. He's amazing.
That's Corey's lane. How long have you been dancing?
Oh, I started dancing around like 8 or 9. I was a gymnast, and then kids in my school found out that I was a gymnast, and they were like making fun of me, and I was like, you know what? I don't want them to think I'm gay. What can I do that's not gay? And I was like, oh, I'll be a dancer. I don't know how I thought that was any less, but I fell in love with it, and then from then on, I hit the ground running.
It worked out for you at this point, don't you think?
It's been fun. It's been fun.
Everything that you've been doing and whatnot.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, now in quarantine, because there's no auditioning, there's no work, it's like my outlet. Like I honestly look at TikTok and I was like, I can still move, I can still create. I just never thought I would be doing it on an app for all these kids that are doing all these insane things.
And getting millions of views, like it's insane.
Have you ever been on TikTok and think to yourself, you're not even supposed to be on here? Like, see somebody's TikTok and it's like, what are you doing here?
Yes, all the time. All the time.
Literally me. I don't even have it, and I find myself watching his videos, watching other videos, sending them to him like, oh babe, you should do this. Like it's so entertaining though, and so creative, because I thought when he first got on, it was just dance. And then you see people like acting and doing voiceovers. You see people doing stylists, like jumping in and out of different outfits. It's just so many it's crazy things. Like what people come up with on there. It's amazing, really.
So we talked about outlets and things like that just a couple of minutes ago. Russ, what do you think your outlet is during this whole madness?
It's definitely been writing. I have a book of poetry out. It's a year old now, called Prisoner of Passion, and I'm a writer. I'm a poet. That's kind of how I express myself. That's how I work through my feelings. That's how I try to articulate it the best way I can. So I've been doing a lot of writing. A lot of it has been, heavy and stressful and deep, just talking about the times, social injustice, Black Lives Matter, my own feelings and experiences. Some of it's fun. Some of it's just like love poems or notes or, whatever it needs to be, a quick laugh. But I've definitely been doing a lot of writing and a lot of reading, trying to educate myself on the world around us and how I can help as an individual, how I can help, as a citizen, whether it be voting or getting into politics, whether we can help as a, interracial couple or public figures in a sense, whatever it is. So it's been a lot of that, a lot of creativity and creating, and a lot of just educating myself.
Yeah.
You guys, you mentioned Black Lives Matter, which I think was so awesome that you guys were out and about, with the peaceful protesting and things like that. How important was it for you guys to be out there?
I mean, for us, I just find it to be so important to take a stance, to show that we're not afraid to speak up and be there, and also help support in any way that we can. For me, it was just so eye-opening, really emotional, and all I can say is that I was honored to be there and be a part of it, and then just to use my voice in any way that I can to continue to educate myself, to learn from others, hear other stories, because it's a time to listen and to also take a stance to be anti-racist. And it's just, I was really thankful to be there with my boyfriend.
The experience was also, it's beneficial because of course you're standing for what is right. You're making a physical choice and a physical presence and letting your voice be heard in the most basic way. So like everyone can do it, but also one of the most meaningful ways. And then the benefit that we got on the tail end of it was also so just therapeutic, inspirational. You see a lot of negative things in social media and on the news, and to be out with people who are of like mind, who are of love and of kindness and really want change was also inspiring, because it's like you can spend an hour on social media and kind of get beat down from all the negative and all of just the blunder of it all and all the the dark and doom, which is, it's good to stay aware of those things. It's good to see those things, but it's also good on the back end to surround yourself with people who are fighting that actively, who are combating racism, who are leading with love, who are combating homophobia and all these things. So it's Pride Month as well. And this has been not exactly what we all thought it was going to be going into it, but the change and just the unity in all people of color, queer people, everyone has been amazing. And I never want to go back. It's been a strong month, but it should lead into a strong year, which should lead into a strong decade, which should lead into a strong lifetime for change and for love.
Absolutely. I tell people, just because, like you don't see as much as the marching as we did, weeks ago, that still doesn't mean that we can't stand up for injustices and things like that. I think it's super important that we continue this fight, because it's a marathon. It's not going to be a sprint. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Like, we need to make a change at the most basic of levels that stays with us for our whole lives. Like, it's not a trend or a hashtag. This is a new way of life, and we need to make life better and safe for all people.
100%. Russ, did you feel like that you were educating Corey a lot as to what was going on? Or Corey, did you already have an idea?
You can go, man. I want to hear your answer.
It was definitely more of conversations. I think that, my boyfriend is very aware of racism, even though he hasn't necessarily experienced, living as a Black man, but very aware, not an ignorant person, also very, just a very like loving and sensitive person and human being. And when all these things were happening, the way that I grew up, whether it be as a Black man or as a closeted bisexual man, I have a tendency to oppress things. I have a tendency to go inside myself. And he did not allow that to happen. He was making sure I was okay and asking me questions. And we just had talks. We had eye-opening talks. We shared experiences. I said, all that I could say, and we've also just educated, because even as a Black man living in America and experiencing racism, I don't know all of the ways that systemic racism shows up. I don't know all of, everyone else's story. I'm not a Black trans woman. I don't know those stories, those experiences, those hardships. I'm not a Black woman in general. Like, it's just so many other layers and so many intersections and so many stories. So we both took it upon ourselves to educate. What can we do as an interracial couple? What can he do as an ally? What can we do as, with our platform? So I think it was very conversational. It definitely wasn't like a sit down and like, okay, now I need to teach my boyfriend,
No, right.
But no, it was very, and we still continue to do that. Like, there are new ways that we need to fight. There are new policies that we need to, enact and vote for. And it's a lot, but it's we're in it together. I didn't feel like I was leading. And if I do need to stand, and if it is a point where, I need to be more vocal, or I need to go to the forefront, my boyfriend is more than happy to let me do that. He encourages me to do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, just like any other relationship, everyone has different stories, different backgrounds. And for me, like, I'm just open to learning and listening, because I can't say that I've had all the struggles as Russ, and I need to just listen and be there for him. That's what a good boyfriend, a good partner, a good human does. A decent human being is just listening and understanding where someone comes from. And so I was just, like I said, my eyes have been open, but being with him and hearing all of his stories and just being really invested and involved in it now, it's just been even more eye-opening for me. And I want to educate myself. I want to learn, just like every other person should, because we should all do everything that we can to be anti-racist. And so, no, I don't think, he wasn't sitting down, we weren't having a class, but it's been like, honestly, I'm very grateful for these discussions. It's opened up a different door in our relationship. And I've just been very thankful to learn more about him and what I can do to help.
Absolutely. I think it's really interesting that you guys are using your platform, to speak about this. Also, like, if there is someone that doesn't necessarily, I guess, know what to say, but wants to speak up, how would you encourage them to speak up and use their voice?
I would definitely say learn as much as you can first. Just educate yourself. Make sure that you are setting yourself up for success in a sense, And if you come in there, first of all, willing to listen, if you're an ally and not a Black person, come in there willing to listen, come in there willing to absorb the knowledge, and come in there with a respect and an understanding that you need to prioritize Black lives and amplify Black voices, and that it is not necessarily your time. Decentralize yourself. And when you lead with those intentions, and when you lead with that kindness and that love, whether you say the completely correct thing or not, you're going to find your way, and people are going to be there to help you. I think a lot of people get scared of, like, speaking up, especially in the age of, the Twitter warriors and the internet trolls and all that, and being shot down. But when you lead with good intentions, and when you lead with love and kindness, and you want to understand, you want to learn, you're going the right way. It's not going to be perfect. No one's perfect.
In my eyes, if you claim to be an ally, then you have to do the work to be an ally. And so I think that continuing to educate yourself and just, everyone can learn this, but thinking before you speak is one of the most important things in general. But just truly taking yourself out of the equation and just hearing other people's stories and seeing where other people come from and just what they have gone through, and just staying true in all of that. That's the best thing that I think anyone can do.
And if you slip up, apologize genuinely and sincerely. Like, don't say, I didn't think that this would make you feel that, we don't need all that. Right?
Don't dismiss it. Just, I'm sorry. Just be genuine about it. Right.
Yeah. Sincerely apologetic. Be apologetic.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't need a press release for an apology. Like, let it come from your heart. Be real with it. And like you said, we will continue to all move in the right direction together. It's not white versus Black. It's not any type of person versus another type of person. It's all of us against racism and against hate. Like, that's the bottom line. We're all on the same team.
Absolutely. How did you guys meet? Like, it almost seems like you came together so perfectly. How did you guys get together?
We met on a dating app. I never thought I would ever say that. But we did. And then a couple days later, we met at a coffee shop. And we took...
Make sure he wasn't the killer.
Yeah, basically. It was funny too.
He gave me the runaround. He's telling like the short, sweet version. Definitely gave me the runaround. Attempted to go.
Tell us the details. What happened?
I
radio
honestly,
silence is what happened. We connected. Then there was radio silence. I was like, hey, hello. Hours later, hot, still here. Like, are we going to meet up?
I wasn't really sure what I was looking for, and I wasn't going to get into another situation where nothing came of it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to put my energy, my time into something that's really, nothing's going to come of it. I'm busy, okay? Like, I don't need another person just to text here and there. And
but eventually.
Yeah.
Now look.
But he was very persistent, and we met at a coffee shop, and honestly, from then on, it's just
we spent a lot of
time together. We took it slow. We didn't put a label on it right away. For a while, yeah, we didn't put a label on it about like 2 or 3 months until right before he came out, and then we're
inseparable.
Yeah, we've been inseparable, but then with quarantine, it's like, oh wow, now it's not even our choice anymore to be inseparable.
It's nice to have the option.
Question: how long were you guys together before quarantine happened?
Less than a year.
Yeah, we just hit a year. We just hit a year of knowing each other last month. So very fresh. But we lived together. It was weird because what happened, I was like, we're super close. This is obviously the most like honest and healthy relationship I've ever had. Like we already lived together. I was like, quarantine, it's gonna be tough. We'll manage.
Was it as tough as you thought it was gonna be?
That is still true, but it is definitely a lot tougher than I thought.
Yeah, I really like my own space. Right. I like also if I'm dealing with work or any other struggles or any issues, I like kind of figuring out on my own, even if I just shut the door and I'm in a mood. And right behind that door is always him to ask me, what's wrong? Did I do something? And it's like, sometimes it's just.
Yeah. And we're both such passionate people too. So when like football's on pause and dance is on pause and we're not fulfilling those parts of ourselves.
What are you guys signs?
Our signs?
Yeah.
I'm an Aries.
I'm a Capricorn. And my moon is in Gemini. I don't know why people say
toxic.
I don't know what my moon is.
But when both of our careers are kind of on pause, and that's where we get a lot of our like fulfillment, just put a lot of our energy. And then the things that we can do on social media or TikTok or anything are together. Mm-hmm. It kind of creates this imbalance because we pride ourselves in taking care of ourselves as individuals and our relationship kind of as its own third entity. So when you feel like you're neglecting yourself and you're both neglecting yourself, it's harder to take care of the whole. Absolutely. In a sense.
The one thing that we also just never wanted, and we sat down and had a long talk about it, is that we didn't want like YouTube and all of this stuff that we're doing together to become like work. We didn't want it to feel like work because we're then realizing that it's kind of taking a little piece away from us, like that excitement and that passion. And so we make those decisions together, not to force ourselves to do these things, but to take a step back and just really focus on our relationship. Because being in quarantine, there's not much going on that we feel like we need to really be doing all these YouTube videos and filming all these TikToks and really being creative with content. And it takes away from what we have fallen in love with, which is each other. And that's not a business deal. That's not any of that. And we really just want to stay true to ourselves and what makes us happy.
Do you guys do things separately? Like, would you guys go for a walk separately just to, Oh
yeah, I go for drives separately every single day. I go out by myself. Even when it was like full blown Corona, I wouldn't get out of my car. I would keep my mask on. I would just drive. I would get out of the house because we do
that alone time
separately for sure.
We try to keep some semblance of like a normal-ish work day. Like wake up, maybe work out separately. Like get on our laptops. He'll be on the third floor. I'll be in the first floor in the office, and kind of like. We'll reconvene for maybe like lunch. We'll like have like lunch dates together on the middle floor. But yeah, we try to keep some type of normal rhythm going and some type of just individual time. But it's, as we all know, coronavirus and the length of even the stay-at-home act and how things are going always can throw a wrench into things.
I do feel like, though, like what we have to find the positive in anything. And for us, that this has, like I said, so many conversations, so many doors have been open for us to just really get to know each other. And also, like, this has forced us to just have different conversations and different types of talks, and also just say, hey, you know what, I really don't like this, or hey, this is not what I want in a relationship, or A, B, and C, or this is what I want. And it's, this time together has just really brought us closer in different ways, and I appreciate that.
I mean, we get through this. I mean, it's almost bulletproof at that point.
Got money at that point.
I'm like, let's get it.
Amen.
Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on Zoom and chatting with us. It was a really insightful, really great conversation. It was really a great perspective that I took away from it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it very much.